The legend of El Dorado has long captivated the imagination of explorers, historians, and treasure hunters alike. It's a story filled with mystery, intrigue, and an enduring quest for unimaginable wealth and glory. Picture this: somewhere deep within the uncharted jungles of South America lies a city built entirely of gold. Every wall, every street, every temple gleams with the radiant luster of the precious metal. This is El Dorado, the fabled city of gold, a place so enchanting that it inspired countless expeditions over centuries, each driven by the dream of discovering its treasures. The legend began to take shape in the early 16th century, during the height of the Spanish conquest. By this time, the Spanish had already encountered the immense wealth of the Aztec and Inca empires, and the tales of their riches had stirred the imaginations of many. But soon, whispers began to circulate about an even greater treasure hidden somewhere in the unexplored regions of South America. This was no ordinary treasure. It was said to be a city made entirely of gold. The origins of the legend trace back to the Muisca people, an indigenous group that lived in what is now Colombia. The Muisca practiced a ritual that involved their king, who was said to be coated in gold dust, being taken on a raft to the middle of Lake Guatavita. There, the king would dive into the lake, offering gold and precious jewels to the gods. This ritual was meant to symbolize the king's divine authority and his connection to the spiritual realm. However, when Spanish explorers heard of this ritual, they misunderstood it as evidence of a golden city, El Dorado, meaning the Golden One. The thought of such immense wealth was too tantalizing to ignore. Spanish conquistadors, including the likes of Gonzalo Pizarro and Francisco de Orellana, organized expeditions into the heart of the South American jungle, determined to find this city of gold. These journeys were perilous and fraught with challenges, treacherous terrain, hostile indigenous tribes, and the relentless dangers of the jungle. Many men lost their lives to disease, starvation, and the unforgiving environment, yet the dream of finding El Dorado kept them pressing forward, undeterred by the overwhelming odds. One of the most notable expeditions was led by Sir Walter Raleigh, an English explorer who set out in 1595 to claim El Dorado for the English crown. Raleigh ventured into the Orinoco River basin, located in what is now Venezuela, convinced that he was on the verge of uncovering the fabled city. Raleigh documented his journey in detail, describing the riches he believed were hidden in the jungle. But like the many who came before him, Raleigh's quest ended in failure. Despite returning empty-handed, Raleigh's vivid accounts only added to the legend, inspiring even more adventurers to take up the search. The search for El Dorado was not simply about the pursuit of wealth. For many, it represented a spiritual and existential journey, a quest to find meaning in the unknown, to conquer the uncharted, and to achieve a form of glory that would endure through the ages. The legend of El Dorado became a symbol of the ultimate unattainable goal, a reflection on the limits of human ambition, and the often tragic consequences of unbridled desire. As the years passed, the myth of El Dorado evolved. What was once believed to be a city of gold transformed into an entire kingdom or even an empire, with wealth beyond anyone's wildest dreams. The more difficult it became to find, the more the legend grew. Some began to speculate that El Dorado was not a physical city at all, but rather a metaphor, a symbol of spiritual riches, or perhaps a representation of the endless human search for something greater. The story took on a life of its own, becoming more than just a hunt for gold, but a deeper reflection on the human condition and our unyielding quest for meaning. Even in modern times, the legend of El Dorado continues to enchant and intrigue. It serves as a metaphor for the quests we undertake in our own lives, whether for success, wealth, or personal fulfillment. The story of El Dorado is not merely about the search for a lost city. It's a timeless tale about the pursuit of dreams, the resilience of the human spirit, and the lengths to which people will go to achieve their desires. As we ponder the legend of El Dorado, we must ask ourselves, was it ever real, or is it simply a myth, a story designed to inspire and challenge those who seek it? And more importantly, what does the story of El Dorado say about us today? Are there still cities of gold that we chase, whether they be literal or figurative? What price are we willing to pay in the pursuit of our own El Dorado? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do you believe that El Dorado ever existed, or was it just a captivating tale spun to mislead and enthrall? Could it be that the true treasure lies not in gold, but in the journey itself? Share your insights and continue the conversation. And if you enjoyed this deep dive into one of history's most enduring legends, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating stories from the past.